If you guys hunt, fish, camp, backpacking, hiking, winter survival, prepper, bug out bag, kayak, river camp, snowshoe, cross-country ski, anything outdoors. If you're in the wilderness and you don't own Blackbeard Fire, you must be living under a rock. Welcome back and thanks for joining Todd the Gun Guy. Today we're going to be reviewing some Blackbeard fire starters, especially the plunder kit. And if you don't have the plunder kit, bust out 75 bucks and you're going to have the best kit that they offer. You have everything you need to survive, build fires, and trust me when I tell you, it is a must-have. Let's go take a look. All right, if you guys are interested in Blackbeard Fire, don't forget to use my coupon code TODD10, TODD10, and get a 10% discount off your Blackbeard Fire products. Like I said, the Pirate's Plunder right here. It comes in an awesome little pouch. Who doesn't love patches, especially when it says Blackbeard Fire, baby? It comes with 3 Blackbeard Fire sticks. It does come with 1 really large ferro stick striker from Blackbeard. And of course, tucked away in here, that I already put the strap on, is your arc lighter from Blackbeard right there. One nice thing that I stuck in here that you guys may want to take a look at, I've got the Kershaw Launch 4 series in here. It's a nice little auto, tiny, California legal, but that's going to be great to cut your fire starter, and this thing fits absolutely perfect in our plunder pack. To correct myself, you actually get 4 Blackbeard fire starters with the Pirate's Plunder kit, not 3. All right, the first test we're going to do is we're going to take a 1/2 inch of the Blackbeard fire starter. We're going to take the ferro rod, ferro stick, and we are going to do a time lapse and see how long it will take to burn a 1/2 inch right off the stick. Okay, here's our 1/2 inch fire starter. It'll start much easier if you're in a bad situation, wind, water. If you break it apart like this, the finer you have it, the easier it'll start with your ferro rod. So we took a 1/2 inch of the Blackbeard fire starter, we lit it with the ferro rod, and we let it time lapse. And what we found was 2 minutes, 54 seconds until it finally sizzled out without any agitation or movement. Tell you what we're going to do this time. We're going to cut a bigger piece off, and let's look at the individual ropes themselves. And we're going to twist it open. There's 1 rope, 2. There's 3 different ropes. So that is cool. So let's not agitate it. Let's just leave it like that. Let's take the arc lighter, which is right here in the snow. Dropped it in the snow, which is fine because it's a Blackbeard product. We're going to light it. Start the edges and see what happens. Okay. Not much to it. Alright, so if you want a larger fire, see what I did is I cut it a little bit longer and I twisted it to give myself 3 different sections. So now what you're doing is you're creating a bigger area to have a bigger fire. In survival you don't need that, you always start small and work your way up. But that is pretty cool as my GoPro's catching on fire. If you guys want to transport this dude in the snow, you could do that right there without burning your hands. Put that right down there. So you guys might have seen in other videos where I take about 1 inch here and I'm going to pack it in a snowball and let's see if it lights. I'm going to squeeze it up and around. That thing is in snow. You can see it buried. There's pieces right there. We're going to bury it in the snow. You can see it there coming through a little bit, but let's give that a few minutes. Let that get soaked and we're going to come back and try to light it with our starter and the arc lighter. Alright, let's call it 5 minutes. We'll call this 5 minutes elapsed in the snow. The snow is a little bit wet today because of the top layer in the sun. As you can see how sunny it is, but it's still cold. So let's get this out of here. Let's break this. We'll get this Blackbeard out of the snow. And a bunch of ice right there. In this situation, of course, I would probably not want to leave the ice there, and what I would do is I'd break a couple up anyway, right? I'd get a couple going on the top there. That way you got a couple of the small strands are really easy to light. We'll try the arc lighter first, and I'll put it out. All right, because I can, and because I bought the plunder kit, we're gonna do the arc lighter first. There you go. So you know that lights with the arc lighter, no problem. Let's get that off of there. We'll slide that off. We'll put that out over there. And now we're gonna try our ferro rod. Snowball Blackbeard. There you go, folks. Several strikes. When it's wet, you gotta work a little harder, but you will get it lit. That was wet in the snow. It will work. You're gonna have to work a little bit harder with the ferro rod, ferro stick, but you will get it lit. Hear it sizzling? You can hear that stuff sizzling, burning the water off. But in the wind, wet, snow, you're gonna be able to count on Blackbeard fire. All right, everybody says, what about the water? Can you put it in water? You say it works in water. Let's check it out. Let's dip it in the water, see if it floats on the water, see if it starts on the water. Boop. Is that fair? I mean, it's sitting there, it's getting soaked, it's underwater. Yeah, it's got the wrapper on, but it's soaking in there. I can see it. Look, look, get a close-up in there. Check that out. Am I underwater? Blow, 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 blow. Yes, I'm underwater. Listen, you're going to grab it. You're not going to play games when you're in the wilderness. Okay? You're just not. I can tell you right now, it's still going to work. Let's cut the wrapper off. Maybe you say, oh, because it's got that wrapper on it, it's not going to get wet. Yeah, it definitely helps. So let's take the wrapper off. Let's put it in water. Look it. Oh, no, look it. It's underwater. Oh, help me, help me. Look, look, look. Look, I took the outside layer off. It's in the water. Let's cut a piece off. Yes, I'm inside. Yes, I'm in my wife's kitchen. Yes, she's probably going to kill me. Happy Valentine's, honey. Let's cut a small piece like this. So we got a small piece cut like that. It's soaking wet. And then when I say soak, Jimmy, is it soaked? It's wet?
Yep.
Yeah, it's wet. Cameraman says it's wet. First, let's put it on the water. Let's try the old Blackbeard arc lighter. 300 plus lights on one charge, comes with a charger. You guys will absolutely love it. It sounds like an infomercial, and it is, because you can use TODD, T-O-D-D, a 10 for your 10% discount off of Blackbeard Fire products. All right, here we go. We're going to use the old arc lighter. We're going to hit it, and you can hear it sizzling. It might take a second because it is wet and it was underwater. Here we go. We'll move that away from the edge so my wife doesn't get mad about, me burning her Tupperware bowl. Look at that. That is indoor fire. A little scary, indoor, but don't try this at home, folks. Unless you're a Blackbeard fire expert to be trained, do not try this at home because your wife may leave you. Go through, yeah, of course you can go through. It's hot, yeah, it's definitely hot. Let's grab some of these. These are soaked. These are still soaked. Those are still wet, and they are burning, and they do work. You know what? Let's try to light those with the arc lighter near the water. There it goes, folks. Water. That thing was half submerged. It still works. Now let's take the ferro stick with some of the wet stuff we had from before. Still soaked. Jim, is that still soaked?
Yeah.
That's still soaked. Of course, like I've told you guys before, what do you want to do? You want to mix it up. You want to agitate it, especially with the ferro rod. Because the finer it gets, the easier it's going to be to light with sparks. But this is very, very damp. When I say damp, it is very, 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 very damp. Let's see what we can do without burning the granite. There you go, folks. Get it away from the edge. It's going to take a little more because it is wet. Not a bad little fire for a ferro rod start in a wet Blackbeard fire stick. It does work wet. It does work on water. You may just have to work a little bit harder when it's soaking wet. Not a problem. Don't be afraid. Blackbeard fire will work when you need it. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and until next time, Todd the Gun Guy!